the much awaited reviews of the Ford GT are out, and everybody seems to be excited about the new car. And that's for good reason, because the Ford GT is a fantastic car. But I'm having a feeling that the new upcoming mid-engine Corvette is going to be a better car than the Ford GT. The mid-engine Corvette has been in conversation for decades now, and finally it is happening. When it comes to mid-engine cars, America didn't have one except for the recently unveiled Ford GT, which, as many of you know, is almost impossible to get one, even if you have bucket loads of cash. If you want an affordable mid-engine sports car, you have to look at the European side. Enthusiasts always looked up to the Corvette for an all-American affordable mid-engine supercar, and in 2019, it will become a reality. The new C8 Corvette is most likely to be going against the likes of Ferrari 488, Lamborghini Huracan, and Porsche 911, etc. But it is clear that the biggest rival of the C8 Corvette is going to be the Ford GT. As I said earlier, the Ford GT is one hell of a car, and was one of the highly anticipated car of this decade. It checks almost all the right boxes to qualify as a true exclusive supercar. From the car itself to the bizarre delivery process, the Ford GT caused quite a stir in the automotive world. For all the Ford fans out there, I'm not trying to bash the Ford GT or anything like that. What I am trying to say is the Ford GT isn't that great as everyone is hyping up it to be. Anyways, here are some reasons why I think the C8 Corvette will be a better car than the Ford GT. The first reason is the engine. There is nothing wrong with Ford GT's engine. In fact, it promises to be a great power unit. The 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 produces a seriously impressive 647 brake horsepower and 740 Nm of torque. But the problem with the engine is, it's a V6 and it's not special. You can find this engine under the hood of a F-150 Raptor and among other products in the Ford lineup. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, it shows that the engine is reliable. But when you're paying an exotic price for a supercar, you want it to be exotic in every possible way. A 3.5-liter V6 lifted from a truck doesn't sound very exotic. Ford wanted to show the potential of the EcoBoost technology, but in the Ford GT, Ford was unable to justify the economical side of the EcoBoost technology. According to the EPA figures, the Ford GT has one of the worst gas mileage in the current supercar crop, with 11 miles per gallon in the city and 16 miles per gallon in the highway. That figure is worse than the Dodge Viper's EPA figure, which had the biggest production engine in the world, an 8.4-liter V10. As for the mid-engine Corvette, it is almost confirmed that the new car will have a 6.2-liter dual overhead cam V8, or otherwise known as LT5. The last time GM built an LT5 V8 was 20 years ago, in the 1991 Corvette ZR1. But the things didn't go as planned. There was nothing wrong with the engine, but it failed to make the ZR1 feel special among the other Corvettes. It's obvious that the GM will try hard not to repeat the same mistake in their upcoming flagship supercar. Along with the dual overhead cam setup, the new engine is also expected to have technologies like variable valve timing, direct injection, etc. Looking at the current Corvettes, the power figure should be on par with the new Ford GT, or maybe more. The power will be sent to the rear wheel through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission made by Truman, the current supplier of the manual gearboxes for the Corvette. The second reason is, the mid-engine Corvette is going to be lighter. Before I say anything, I want to bust a myth about the Corvettes, that they are heavy. And let me tell you, that is complete nonsense. The current Z06 has a curb weight of 3,524 pounds, or 1,598 kilograms, which is much less than a Porsche 911 or a Nissan GT-R Nismo. With the new ZR1, that weight figure is expected to go down even further. With the use of lightweight material for the construction like the carbon fiber, Chevy should be able to manage the weight under 3,000 pounds or 1,350 kilograms wet. With the expected power figure between 650 to 700 brake horsepower, the car should have a better power to weight ratio than the Ford GT, about which the Ford straight up lied to us. When Ford introduced the GT, they told us that it will have a better power to weight ratio than any other car on the road. But unfortunately, the math doesn't add up. Many of you might think that the 3,000 pounds or the 1,385 kilograms is not that heavy. But the weight figure that Ford has given us is dry weight. With all the necessary fluids on board, the car will weigh well over 1400 kg. That's on the heavier side for a car with complete carbon fiber construction. The third and the final reason is the value for money. Supercars are expensive and we all know that. But the asking price for the Ford GT is just too much. With a $450,000 price tag, it is way more expensive than a Ferrari 488 GTB, Lamborghini Huracan Performante, or the McLaren 675 LT. It gets even worse when you consider the quality of the material used inside the car. Once you're inside, you can't get over the notion that you're inside a Ford, because almost all of the buttons are borrowed from a sub $30,000 Ford. Ford might did this for weight reduction, and it could have been justifiable if the price is, let's just say, under $200,000. But if you look inside the cabins of the cars that I just mentioned earlier, they all use very high quality materials like carbon fiber and Alcantara, and still keep the weight down. The Corvettes also suffered from the same issues in the past. With the C7 Corvette, Chevy has solved most of the quality issues. In comparison with the current Ford GT, the cabin of the Corvettes is much nicer both in feel and to look at. With the next generation Corvette, things will only get better. The Corvettes are all about the performance per dollar ratio, and the next generation Corvette is also likely to be followed the same footstep. Yes, there will be a price hike with the C8 Corvette. Still, it's going to be way cheaper than a Ford GT. Plus, you don't have to go through all the bullshit application process like the Ford GT in order to get one. With the mid-engine layout, the C8 Corvette is undergoing a major departure from the current form, and that might disappoint some hardcore fans. But I think that's okay, because in order to graduate into supercar level performance, this transition is necessary. It's also being rumored that the Chevy will keep selling the front-engine Corvettes alongside the mid-engine car, which might call as Corvette Zora, to keep the hardcore fans happy and to keep the sales volume up. So what do you guys think? Is the new mid-engine Corvette going to be a worthy opponent for the Ford GT? I would love to know your thoughts, so please leave a comment down below. And hey, don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time.